If you watched our last video on the Diesel Liberty trail rig project that we're trying to spend as little money as possible on, we have a lot of updates for you today.
In an effort to try and make my life better, for when this breaks, I'm gonna make up some tow points. There's really nothing on the front of these. There's really nothing on the rear of it other than this one does happen to have a hitch. So I think I'm good on the back, but nothing up here. So I'm gonna cut some plates and fit them to the edges of where the unibody is. I'm just gonna weld them on the side. I got a piece of square tube out of my cutoff racks, and I'm gonna put it across the front and at least have something that I can hook stuff to. This doesn't need to be anything complicated or anything, just something easy. So I just quickly drew up what I think is gonna work pretty decent here. It's just gonna be a plate that I can bolt like a regular, shackle to. And I got some 1/4" plate on my table. I cut one out. I'm gonna cut another one out, but just so you guys can get an idea, it's basically just gonna be something that holds a square tube. I'm gonna weld this square tube to the whatever leftover unibody is there, and do the same thing on this side. Let's cut another one.
You'll see more on this later in the video, but here's a quick glimpse on this sort of front bumper build. You saw the heavy-duty tractor tire patch completely fail. And as you can see, there's a wad of plugs in the sidewall now. And I had a bunch of you recommend these Glue Tread exterior tire patches. They're for emergency trail repairs. The fact that we can already have the tire seated on the wheel when we put this on sounds a lot more promising than what we did in the last video. I got these from Amazon. I don't know if they're gonna be any good or not, but I'll link them in the description box below for anyone interested. They have an amazed customer review on the back, so sounds promising. And if these are any good, I'm gonna probably put the rest of them in the back of the JKU for when we go wheeling. Seems like it might be a useful tool to have. This kit comes with instructions, that's good. Oh look, I get a free kit. It says free kit when you submit a video of your sidewall repair process. Well, I'll have a video. We have 2 big 4.5" patches and 2 1.5" patches. And we have 2 tires here that we could fix. Both of them are damaged. We just need 4 tires, 4 good tires for the Liberty, and we'll be happy. So hopefully between the 2 of these, one of them will work. Yeah, instructions. I like that they give the little glue packet separately so then you don't have to open it and have it dry out on you before your next use. And some sandpaper. Oh, and this says, stop, use less adhesive. More is not better. Get rid of the zillion plugs that are currently in that hole. Or you can do like a square out of it. Yeah, do a square. Get the little super glue bottle out. Me what I'm doing is
Oh
my dots are going rogue here. Oh, my finger's catching it. Sticky. So now I put it on. And I have to press and hold for 3 minutes. The glue has got on my fingers a little bit. Let's move on to the next one while this one sits for its 10 minutes. Over here. This tire is going to be a lot trickier. I don't know what that hole is. We might have to do that too. I don't know if that's a hole. But it's got a gash right here that almost goes up into the tread. So let's see what we can do. Ready? Let's stick it. Yep. That's good. All right. What time is it? 7:50. This is the patch on the first tire. And this is the patch, or patches, on the second tire. Definitely had to do a custom cut for there, but hopefully it should work. And this one, the plug also failed in, so we're gonna try and do that too. And you know what? I have a little bit of super glue left at this rate. We might as well put some super glue in with the plug, see if that helps. Since apparently super glue is the solution to holes in tires. I can't even tell if I'm, oh, I did get some glue out. There we go. Glue it some more. All right, come on, super glue. We trust you today. Let's have better success than last week.
That's 15.
No, this one did not succeed, eh? Dang it. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. We didn't get the whole crack. All right, let's do a little more. I got some glue left. Where's that little square that you cut out? Not really looking like dots here, but that's okay. Okay, let's try this again. There's still air coming out up here. Yeah, it must have gashed inside the tread too. Maybe the super glue will fill it. To be fair, this wasn't even the tire we were trying to use, so this is purely a spare. So if we can get it to hold a little bit of air, it's okay as a spare for the Liberty. Well, it sure seems like it works so far, at least on the tire that doesn't go up into the tread pattern. That was a little more challenging on the other one, but this one, it's obviously not on the Jeep yet, but it looks like it's gonna hold. We'll update you guys more later in this video on how the glue tread works out, but for now, it's going in the trunk of my JKU for future wheeling trips. Doing a little pre-wheeling check. Let's see how she does in this tiny little rock crawl in our backyard. All right, back up a little. There you go. Yep, you're good. Yeah. I see the problem. We don't have a 33 back here yet. That tire's just floating and spinning. Punch it. You got it. Rock that you pushed out of the way. much of a spare, I guess, but we gotta have the right size spare on the back. It's only right. Can it even fit with the bumper? Good enough. With the one lug nut. Here's what the Liberty looks like currently, and there is a list of things that we did that wasn't interesting enough to record, so I'm just going to tell you about them. We didn't want to spend any money on this Jeep, but unfortunately there was one thing we did have to spend money on. We had to get a new rack and pinion. The power steering wasn't working at all, and we ended up finding out that it's because there was a huge crack in the rack and pinion, and it was just spewing power steering fluid out everywhere. And we were gonna try and weld that back together just because it's a cheap Jeep that we're gonna take on the trails only. But the crack was so huge, it just wasn't doable. So unfortunately, we had to spend, it was $250 on a new rack and pinion. So let's hope that between all the videos and shorts that I make of this, that I can maybe make $250 back on my videos. Next, Nick power washed the radiator and intercooler. They were full of gunk from the power steering leaking, so it's a lot cleaner now. Also, this is the finished front bumper. It's just a piece of square tube with some D-ring mounts on the ends that are kind of tied into the unibody frame right there. So should be good to tow that around. I think it looks awesome. The front fenders got a trim because they kept exploding off when we were driving it around the yard. The rear ones haven't been trimmed yet, but Nick thinks he wants to do that too. The glue tread seems to be holding up on this tire. The patch is down there. So far, so good on that one. It is unfortunately not holding up as well on the spare that we put back here, but that's not really the glue tread's fault. That crack went up into the tread. It's on the back side of the tire. But that was kind of hard to get it to seal the crack completely. But hopefully this is okay enough as a spare. I think that's it for right now. The next on the list, I think we're gonna weld up the rear axle.
It's doesn't look too bad in there, actually. I mean, it's in park right now, so I'll have to go and mess with that for a second, but looks pretty decent and ready to be welded. Not a C-clip, which is cool. Didn't know what I was getting into on that, so yeah, we'll weld this thing up and have a locker. I'm gonna weld this up. It's relatively clean. Actually, I should probably run an air compressor at it. And super important, just don't weld the C-clips in, so that way you can still pull that center pin and get this thing out. I'm gonna roll that over to the other side, and then I'll weld this side up. Stay. Very nice.
All right, if this royally fails, it's probably my fault. Woo! I did it! Does it look okay?
You have dirt on your nose. How did you get dirt on your nose?
I'm wearing all your stuff that's dirty. He doesn't like my old sticker. Had that on since, I don't know, 2013. Goodbye, Michigan. The Detroit diesel one, wherever I bought that, they clearly didn't use very good vinyl, but keeping that one. It's the next day, gear oil is in the rear axle, and it's time to go test it out. For a nothing special Jeep Liberty, I feel like it looks pretty cool. What do you think?
I like it. I think it looks pretty good.
I'm excited to have some fun with it. I'll go that way. Dare I say, I think Peach is ready for the trails. Is there anything else we should do to this Liberty before we take it on the trails? Mind you, it can't cost anything, has to use materials or parts we already have, and can't be too time consuming because we want to take it out pretty soon. Leave a comment below. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for when Peach hits the trails.